And going over to the Cultural Proud podcast, you have white liberals saying African Americans don't know how to get IDs yet again. It's as if they never seek out actual information or talk to actual African Americans. Spoiler, they got IDs because they're just like you and I. Spoiler, my family came from Cuba. Guess what? We all got IDs. Pretty simple. Pain in the ass to go to the DMV. Obviously, the ineptitude of the government is pinnacly embodied in the experience of the DMV. But yeah, it's pretty straightforward. Now, this comes with thanks to End Wokeness, in which he says, quote, white liberals and black people are asked if they think voter ID is racist. Result. Here you can see this specific. Yeah, here we go.
An opinion on voter ID laws?
Yeah.
An opinion on voter ID laws?
Yeah, they're usually pretty racist and they're bad.
I think voter ID laws are a way to perpetuate racism.
Would you go as far as say those laws are racist?
For sure.
Do you think it suppresses the African American vote?
Definitely.
Tell us how.
Because they're less likely to have state IDs.
Minority voters are less likely to have the kinds of IDs that have been described or required.
These type of people don't live in areas with easy access to DMVs or other.
DMVs are all over. Also, there's things like the bus and walking and friends who have cars or vehicles, or Uber or Lyft, or helicopter. A funny third thing.
Place where they can get identification.
You can always get IDs you do over the internet. Does that also make it difficult for black people in particular?
Yeah, you have to have access to the internet. You have to be able to pay an internet service provider for certain.
He thinks having the internet is a burden. We live in the day where the market saturation of smartphones is near 100% in the United States. Like nearly everyone has them.
Fees.
Do you think that's harder for black people to go online?
Well, I feel like they don't have the knowledge of how it works.
How insulting is that? They don't have the knowledge of how it works.
A lot of people have smartphones, but you might not have data. For most of the community.
If you have a smartphone, you don't have data. You know what's pretty much free at every restaurant and every public venue? The Wi-Fi or the Wi-Fi. Granted, for cybersecurity reasons, I don't recommend using that. I definitely wouldn't do banking over the Starbucks Wi-Fi, but they have free Wi-Fi if you want to do crap on there. I don't recommend it. You always, get a VPN or something, but it's like they have free Wi-Fi at most of those places, even if this rare instance where you don't have a data plan.
They don't really know what is out there just because they're not aware or they're not informed. I also think there's a repression of black voting with how if you're a convicted felon, you're not allowed to vote and everything. And
well, that's not just, it's not like it's only African Americans convicted felons can't vote. That's every convicted felon can't vote. Yeah, all these liberal white gals. Let's just say dating in 2025, it's not an easy feat.
You look at swing states like Florida,
Florida, a swing state, has not been a swing state for quite some time, honey.
A huge population of them.
Also, there's a high propensity, there's a high correlation of these nose rings too. They all have them.
Of the African Americans.
Now I'm here in East Harlem to ask black people their thoughts on what you just heard. Do you have ID normally? You carry ID around?
Yes, I have state ID.
Do you carry ID?
Yes, I do.
Do you know any black person who doesn't carry ID?
No. Everyone that I know has an ID. Why would they think we don't have ID?
They're racist morons.
That's a lie. Why would they say that?
Do you have ID?
Yes.
Because I have my ID and my friends have their ID, so we know what we need to carry around.
Everybody that I know have ID. That's one of the things you need to walk around with New York with, ID.
Do you know any black adult who does not have ID?
No, I don't.
Is it a weird thing to even say that?
Yes, it is.
What is this, some type of trick candy cameras?
I know, right? That's the only thing I brought with me.
Those are legit IDs. I heard a lot also that black people can't figure out how to get to the DMV.
Really?
What does that say to you?
I know it's that, on 25th Street.
Do you know where the DMV is around you?
It's on 125th Street and 3rd Avenue, I believe.
You know how to get there?
Directions.
Yeah.
Would you have a problem getting there if you had to get there?
No.
I know these sound like silly questions. You know how to get to the DMV?
Of course.
You know where it is?
Yes.
You can get there?
Uh-huh.
No problem.
No problem.
Just checking.
Okay.
And I also heard a lot that black people, especially poor black people, have no access to the internet, can't figure out how to use the internet.
That's just stupidity, honestly. Everybody has access to the internet. Even a little kid can figure out how to work the internet.
I had access to the internet for years.
You know how to use it properly, right?
Exactly. I do it at work. So, of course, I know how to use it. My kids know how to use it. They all have iPads, iPods, whatever.
Your phone has data?
Mm-hmm.
You can actually
Unlimited.
Unlimited data.
Mm-hmm. I use my phone as a hotspot.
What does that say to you for the people who have this perception of black people?
They're pretty much ignorant. That's why my thought process on it.
I just think that's ignorant.
Ignorant.
Ignorant. That's the word I hear
Very
a lot.
ignorant.
Yep.
Very, very ignorant.
Does it sound racist for somebody to say that?
I think it is a little racist because, you know, you're putting people in a category and you have no idea what you're talking about.
Maybe a little bit of racist in it, but like I said, I think it's more stupidity and ignorance.
Judging somebody, like, but you're judging them because they black, saying that they don't got it.
What people are they talking to? Who are these people talking to?
Do you have a problem that if you go to vote and they say, "Can we please see your ID to make sure you are who you say you are?" Are you cool?
Love showing my ID.
You got no problem with that?
Nope.
Would you have a problem if when you go to vote, if they say, "Can we please just see your ID to make sure you are who you say you are?" Do you have an issue with that?
No.
Would you have a problem if there was a rule where you have to show your ID in order to vote?
I don't think so. No.
Would you have an issue if there was a rule saying you got to show your ID before you vote?
Nah.
Are you cool with that?
It's like these college kids or these liberals will never learn. They still think it's a burden to get an ID. I can't but think they just, maybe they seem authentically stupid. Like, I don't think they're clever enough, at least the ones that the gentleman interviewed, in terms of when they were saying, oh yeah, we think it's burdensome to get the ID. Now, I think some leaders of the Democrat Party are pushing that because they know without IDs you can cheat. It is a fascinating coincidence that a majority of the states, what was it, 13 to 15 states that Kamala Harris won, did not require voter ID. A fascinating coincidence, don't you think? Now, this went pretty viral. Got 2.2 million views and 48,000 likes. One of the first ones coming from Wokeness said credited to Ami Horowitz. He is AMIHOW. His Twitter profile is described as filmmaker, guerrilla journalist. His name is AMIHOWOWITZ. Again, his hashtag handle is AMIHOROWIZ. Gunther Eagleman also says Democrats the party of racism gained 1.8 thousand likes. Libercat Media TM has a picture of, I don't know what crappy movie this is, but one gal and everyone's pointing at her. It says white liberals see themselves whenever they post something pro or black. Gained 1,000 likes. Paul Zupa says conclusion: white liberals are racist. Gained 435 likes. Yep. Wayne Dunlop has a picture of Candace Owens, and it's a quote. It says, quote, black people know how to get IDs. Pretending we are too stupid to figure out how to get to the DMV is an insult and speaks volumes about the Democrats truly think of us. Yep, gained 349 likes. Adrian Harris says, quote, liberals are so condescending it's not even funny. They act like black people don't know how to get an ID. How do black people drive if they don't get an ID? How do black people fly if they can't get an ID? As a black person, I find this tremendously insulting. Gained 574 likes. Oh, this is priceless. Kathy Hochul, the more morally, mentally vacuous leader, governor of New York, said that, oh yeah, they don't know how to use computers. Which, this is credited to Linda Lau, who reposted this, saying Democrats are elite racist. Our governor thinks black kids don't know how to use computers. Whereas, hilarious, because kids pretty much of every race knows how to use computers better than most parents. They learn pretty damn quick. But yeah, she was like, oh yeah, they don't know how to use. Well, I'll let her speak for herself.
Young black kids growing up in the Bronx who don't even know what the word computer is. They don't know. They don't know these things. And I want the world open up to all of them, because when you have their diverse voices innovating solutions through technology, then you're really addressing society's broader challenges.
Yeah, insulting and moronic. Bez Catchy Hochul got 102 likes. Let's see. John's Memes, A+ for marketing, he did in fact respond in meme form, has a picture of meme of a guy and girl eating dinner. And the girl goes, I blame white people for everything. And he says, it's so cool you're so open about your mental illness. Gangs 13 likes. I should get more than that. I'll give him a like. Someone by the name of Life. Very open profile. That could be everything. But nevertheless, Life says, quote, she basically said voter IDs are racist because black people don't know how to use the internet. Getting 1,000 likes. Brett Casey says, how is your ID racist? Such a dumb argument. And they say, are they saying black people don't get IDs? This seems like racist view. Gained 39 likes. Yep. SF Buck Dog saying genuine question. How can people be this stupid? Gained 131 likes. It's college indoctrination. That's how. All the professors teach the same exact thing. It's groupthink. The last true Roman. It has been almost 3 days since I thought about the fall of the Roman Empire, so I appreciate them bringing this to my attention again. Saying, quote, white liberal women are the biggest problem of the entire West has got, let alone the U.S. They vote on sound bites, vibes, and the right thing. No research or intellect at all. It's insane because they end up supporting migrants and transgender madness, which hurts them the most, getting 701 likes, which that is kind of dark humor, ironic in terms of, getting what you vote for. But yeah, when you look at the rates of who has the most mental health issues, yeah, the white gals, the liberal gals are the ones that have the highest rate. Let's see here. Someone has Wayne Dunlop has a list of all like 150 million things you need for to have an ID to do. And then the one thing that you don't need is voting. In some states, like 134 likes. Coach Dale says, there's nobody more racist than white liberals. They don't want to end racism. They sell it, getting 205 likes. They certainly raise a lot of funds inside it, that's for sure. And it definitely seems to be cornerstone of their whole ideology. But yeah, I think the average American is fed up with this blatant crap, and I think Democrats will consider to lose votes because of this. And I think we're going to see a cultural shift of more and more people saying, yeah, that's ridiculous. Everyone can get an ID. It's not an issue. But let me know your thoughts, because as always, be fascinated to hear what you have to say. Thank you, everyone, for taking the time to tune in today. Again, try to get to 5,000 subscribers by the end of the month, so if you can click that button, I greatly appreciate it. Also, give me a thumbs up, thumbs down, or a comment. It's a great way to give me some additional feedback, letting me know how I can make the show better and better. Lastly, don't forget to take time to tell your family, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, heck, tell your enemies, tell anyone and everyone. Just stay safe and fight the good fight.